What's going on, everybody? This is Al from PlaybookGamer.com, and today we're going to look at the West Virginia spread option playbook in NCAA Football 07. So if you remember the mid to late 2000s, West Virginia was just the talk of college football. Rich Rodriguez dominated there. He had Pat White as quarterback, Steve Slayton at halfback, and it was just like a magical time for that particular offense and that team in general before he moved on to Michigan. So this playbook does a really good job of mimicking this. So I've already covered the Florida spread option playbook. This one's similar to that. It's just a different way to run a bunch of option stuff, especially from like the shotgun and whatnot. But this is Rich Rodriguez's version of it. So we're going to go through all the formations, and I'm going to highlight some of the plays I really think you need to focus on. And hopefully by the end of the video, you have a good idea of how to use this playbook. So out of the gate, you know, when you watched West Virginia back then, they were in the shotgun a lot. But I have some of Rich Rod's old playbooks, and he still had some under center formations. And this playbook is really no different. He has 5 under center formations, and we're just going to start there and look at those and see what is in here. So what I'm going to emphasize, again, I'm just going to tell you now, this is an option offense with some things you can tack on top of that. So I'm going to really emphasize the option stuff. But these 5 formations right here, I would use these for situational purpose whenever you just feel like you need to go under center and do like basic run up the gut type stuff with your halfback. Or you could do option, or you can make it really play action heavy. It's just kind of up to you. But you're going to look at ace big. This is a 12 personnel formation, 1 back, 2 tight ends. You look here, it's going to have a lot of basic pro style things. But again, the only thing I would really use for these under center formations is slam, PA rollout. These are still like the best, simplest run and play action concepts in the game. Use those and whatever option you would have in here. So let's go look. Wide receiver reverse, I would actually include that in the offense. Those are pretty fun to use, and this offense is meant to be fun in general. But use halfback option. This is your basic option attack. This is where he does like the 3/4 roll, and then he goes up the field, and then you're just off and running after that. You're going to use that as a staple. You're also going to use speed option as a staple. And there you see speed option. This one's much quicker, as you would imagine. Now, you can flip these if you need to. I can hit triangle right, and it'll go to the right. Or I can hit triangle left, and it'll go to the left. So I can go here, and then I'm off and running basic option stuff from there. So that's going to be your 2 big staple option plays from under center. Okay, let's keep going. Halfback pass, if you want to just add more fun and flavor to your offense. Again, I don't think you're going to be doing a lot of drop back from the under center, so I'm not going to emphasize these, but some of these work really well. Curl flats is great. Tight end seam post is great. I like them. So that's what I would do with this formation. Same thing with like I normal. Instead of a second tight end, you got a fullback in there. So this is a 21 personnel look with the 2 back, 1 tight end. You look here again, I would focus on the option. You don't have to do triple. They didn't run a ton of triple at West Virginia, unless they were in the shotgun, done the wide receiver stuff. So you don't have to use this one right here. It's in there if you need it. If you like it, by all means, again, use it. Otherwise, stick to the basic run, play action, then option off of that. So all 3 of these could work. However, slam, PA boot is what I would just mainly focus on for under center. There's your triple option counterplay. These option passes, they're okay. You just got to be careful with them. The best way I use them, or the ones that would seem to work best for me, is whenever they go cover 0 man, you throw it over the top. Otherwise, you're going to just do a basic option. So I'm going to go ahead and just click that. We'll go up against something random here. Let's go up against like on the left hash. So it looks like they're going man. If those 2 safeties come up, I'm going to try to go over the top, but they're not. I can go to this guy right here. That's a good man beater. We're going to get 6 points out of that. But if you don't see those safeties come down or they're going zone, what I would do is just go through here and just run basic option. Unfortunately, my halfback chose to give up on that play. Either way, be careful with these plays. I'm not the biggest fan of them. I don't think you need them. They're in there, though, if you want them. But there's power option. Again, that's going to be a staple. I wouldn't use, honestly, any of these. Again, if you're going to do drop back, just being the shotgun, you got plenty of options there. The rest of this, I don't think you'll need. Of course, this offense, fullbacks are really important. A fullback dive, you may want to sprinkle that in possibly. But there's a halfback pass. Let's see, and there's that in for that. So again, just use this for run, basic run, like halfback slam, PA boot, and basic option stuff. Same with I twins. I would do the exact same thing. Slam, PA boot. I would use those. You keep on going. We should have PA screens actually pretty fun. If just another way to give it to your halfback. You keep on going. We got a slot reverse. Those work pretty well against man. Like I'll go up against man here. As long as the blocking's decent, You can get something going here like this. Look at all this room you got. I may get a touchdown here. Really nice. If you have a receiver that can handle that, you can also, I'll just go ahead and point this out. By default, this is a 21 personnel look, no different than the sister version of that, which is normal. But you can use a sub package. Like say you got slow receivers. That number 2 is not a fast receiver. 7's not. But maybe you got a really speedy halfback. Use a sub package. You should, if I'm not mistaken, let's see, jumbo, there it is, halfback slot. To put your top halfback in the slot. So imagine if you had a little scat back right there. You could put him right there and have some fun with that reverse if you wanted to. So I just wanted to point that out. Let's keep going. We should have, if I'm not mistaken, there's speed option. Definitely use it. And then there's your 2 triples. Again, up to you if you want to use them or not. And that is it. I didn't see any power option. That's actually odd, which is fine. I mean, you got power option elsewhere. Then we got strong normal before we head into the fun shotgun stuff. Let's look at strong normal. Treat this no different than I normal. There's your slam, PA boot, power option. This is your base offense for under center. Those 3 right there. What else do we have in here that you should probably pay attention to? There's your triple if you need it. Again, option pass. It's up to you if you want to use it or not. But that's all that you would probably do out of those formations. So now let's really talk about the shotgun. This is like 90% of their offense was this stuff right here. So here we got a 21 personnel formation. By default, it's a 2-back, 1 tight end, but that second back is a fullback, 35. Now this offense, for this guy, if I'm not mistaken, he was a really good fullback. You go over here, this kid was a 92 overall with 84 speed. If you got a fullback that can handle that, keep him in there. Otherwise, you would want to use like the twin halfback sub package and get this guy in, or a speedster or whatever. It just depends on your roster. Always emphasize your players over everything else. But for in this case, we got a pretty good fullback. I'm going to keep him in there. So let's go look at this one. What I would do here is all you're doing is you're adding on to your base run option and little play action. This is where you're going to throw in your drop back stuff as well. So in this case, halfback lead is actually not that bad for a basic run play. Speed option, definitely use it. You can flip that left or right. And then your deep stuff in your basic drop backs, I would stick to curl flat, flat outs, and then like comeback stuff like this with a slot post. So we got QB slot option. So notice this formation right here. This is what I love about this particular game. Shotgun split. Notice the receivers are on either side of the ball. But then you got some formations that'll sneak in something like this. QB slot option. What happened? They moved the Z receiver, your second guy, over to the left. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. So this is a very fun stuff. So this is the rich rod option play right here. I mean, this is where it all kind of starts. So they're going man. Nobody shifted hard to the left. I'll probably keep this and run basic option with my wide receiver. Very simple stuff right here. If they went zone or they just shifted hard to the other side, I would probably hand the ball off to the halfback. So this is the type of option stuff you're more than likely going to use in terms of triple option. Otherwise, again, they shifted hard to the right. I'm just going to hand the ball off to the halfback. Really good. Look at that. Oh, killer spin. Man, that looks sexy. Man, gosh, that looks good. Kind of makes me want to play some 07. Either way, very fun stuff right there. So you definitely use that. QB wrap is a new play in 07. It is actually a read option play. I'm going to go ahead and select this. So what you can do, and I'm not really reading anything here, you can either hold the X button and give it to your halfback, where he's more likely going to go up the gut, or if you look at the play design, you got a right guard pulling for you. You can keep it with the quarterback and go that way. But anyway, they're spreading out here. I'll probably just hand the ball to the halfback. Yeah, we got better blocking there. But if they're shifting hard to the right like this, you may want to just keep it with the quarterback. Maybe you get decent blocking there. It's just kind of up to you. Either way, I would implement this in your offense because it's read option. I mean, Rich Rod technically invented the zone read option. I mean, that was all him right there. So definitely use that. Wide receiver in, that's a good drop back for you. There's triple option weak if you want to use it. Tight end corner, it's a curl flat. Put that in. That's going to be your base drop back pass play. Option give, there's your basic read option. So I'm going to go ahead and select this. Let's see. They shifted kind of okay. I think I may just hand the ball off to my halfback. Steve Slayton's really a good ball player. But if they, let's see, if they went man, and they are, I could probably get some yards here with my quarterback. Let's see. It's not going to be too bad. I think he works a little bit better against man, going that direction than against zone. But either way, this is a staple of the offense right there. You must include it. This is the main reason why you pick this playbook, to run plays like that. PA read, so that's an RPO. You can either hand the ball off or you can pass it. They didn't use those until like much later. As we all know, RPOs kind of ruling football these days. You can use them if you want. That could be your main play action from the shotgun if you want to. That's actually not a bad idea. So I would probably do that. That's a good left hash play. So you got a backside zone beater with that fullback. Let's see. Draw. I would stay away from the draws from the gun. RB flats, these slants, I'm just now discovering this. They tend to, I think they work halfway decent against man. That's a zone defense right there, so I'm just going to go to my fullback. Looks like we're going zone there too. Either way, you may want to include that as your quick game concept. QB sweep, again, you're going to have a quarterback that can really fly. Use this. Now, you can motion this to the left or to the right. So I can hot route, triangle, go right. We can go that way. Or I can go to the left as such, since they shifted like that. Nobody decided to block 54, but that's okay. Either way, I would use that in this offense. Let's keep going. Smash angle, not bad. There's your power option. You got to use it. Let's see. Deep comeback, speed option. We've already looked at some of this. So again, you're just adding on a little bit more passing when you get to the shotgun stuff, but there's a lot more fun option stuff with these shotgun plays and formations. Gun two-back slot. This may be a staple formation for you. They use this formation an absolute ton when Rich Rod was there. Look what we got here. A double option. That's basic triple option. I know it says double, but it's technically triple option. You can either give it to your fullback or you can run basic option with the halfback. You got an option pass. Halfback off tackle, if you just need a basic run, you can do that. Use it. If you just don't want to get your quarterback involved on a run play just in case, like he's tired or something. PAF slide, not bad play. There's your QB wrap, definitely use it. RB deep, that's right hash play because of the flat route. You want it on the right side, and it's curl flat. Definitely use it. Double running back, option left, the fifth. It's a long word play, but it's a very good play. It's triple option with a pulling guard if you need it. There's your speed option. Definitely use it. And QB slot option. We've already talked about this. I'm going to call it one more time. This is just a different way to run option with a wide receiver. So you got your, notice everybody and their brother shifted on the line right there. I will probably just hand the ball off to the fullback. That was a good decision. And we may get 6 points out of this if I can get a good stiff arm. Great little play. So you're just kind of reading the line. Notice they shifted to the right side. Again, I'll probably just hand the ball off to the fullback. I'm just holding down that button. Just a great play. That's just nasty stuff. Very simple, though. But if it looks like they're going zone, they're shifting again. Again, I'm just going to hand the ball off to that guy. But you get the point. Do the exact opposite. If they're shifting the other way, run the option to the right side with that receiver and such. Again, that's going to be a staple of this offense. Let's see what else we got. Middle screen, if you need a little screen game, you can probably include that. That's a good left hash play. And let's go to gun normal. This may be another base formation for you. It's the most basic 2x2 look there is in this playbook. So we got speed option, definitely use it. Tight end delay is a lot of fun. There's your all curl, which is technically curl flat. Then you got QB wrap, obviously use it. Stay away from the draws from the gun unless it's a quarterback draw. Halfback angle is actually not bad. QB choice, that's your technical zone read, but you got a pulling tackle actually, technically like a dart play in a sense. QB draw, definitely use this one. Let's see. Halfback off tackle, be leery of this zone blocking. It's iffy. Somebody may just come through very easily and just like destroy your play. There's QB power. Definitely use it. And now we're back to that. So again, just run basic runs, more just option stuff with your quarterback, and stick to your basic passing concepts, and you're going to be fine. So out of this, honestly, scissors in will be a good third and long play for you. I use this all the time in 06 since I updated the plays in it. I think it just works really well. There was like another one. I just want to make sure I want to point it out. No, but it's not in this particular formation, which is fine. Let's go look at wide trips. So we got some good stuff. Linebacker attack, there's your curl flat, use it. Right hash. QB choice, use it. PA read, again, if you want a play action concept from the gun, you may want to stick with this. I'm just going to go ahead and call it. This is a left hash play. They're going man. Oh, that was a terrible play on my part. Threw an interception, didn't mean to, so they're going man. So here you can either hand the ball off to your halfback or you can throw it. I actually just want to throw it. Nope. Oh, good play. Not bad. Either way, I got a lefty quarterback. It's kind of throwing me off a little bit. I'm not used to having a lefty. But either way, use it if you want that to be your play action concept from the gun. What else we got? Direct. Use it. Some people think it's cheese. I think you should use it. It's perfectly fine. Let's see. Anything else? Speed option, definitely use it. Halfback zone, just be careful of that zone blocking. Memphis is actually a pretty decent third and long play. You got a good backside man beater with that comeback, and then you got a Mills concept on the right. That backside post works really well to go with it. So that's another good formation. Now let's go to the real spread sets, the 4 wide stuff. Here we got shotgun spread flex. It's a 1-back 0 tight end, so that's a 10 personnel look with your 4 receivers. So here you're going to find more of the same thing, but some extra wide receiver stuff to play with. So deep at strike, definitely use that as a third and long play on the right hash because you want that go post on the short side to get that post open against like cover 2 especially. There's your QB choice. Definitely use it. Let's see. Halfback direct. I suggest you use it. Slot cross. I think it's a decent long, deep pass play. Slot seams. Not bad. There's your QB wrap. We middle screen. We've seen that one already. Halfback zone. Again, just kind of be careful there. But there's your speed option. This is going to be like your base run game or run play from this formation. There's slants, and there you go. There's your QB slot option. You're going to use that play quite a bit. So I will mention this about this particular play. Some of these plays, when you got these slot options, you can go ahead and highlight. I'm just hitting up and down on these arrows so I can pick a receiver. I'm going to go select 81. He is our option receiver. If I hit right, it puts him in the backfield. Definitely use this. That way he just gets open a little bit better. And that was a terrible pitch on my part. But being able to do that, or you can leave them out there. It's up to you. Looks like they're shifting hard one direction. I'm just going to run with the halfback. Very simple stuff. Good stuff right there. Again, that's a base play in your offense. Let's see. There's a QB slot. Wide receiver curls. By all means, you got to use it. Wide receiver motion option. So this is no different than what we saw with the other slot option, except this guy is now on the left side. I can bring him over if need to, but the defensive line shifted to the right. I'm going to hand the ball off to the halfback, and we're going to pick up some decent yards right there. Maybe even get a touchdown. Steve Slayton, absolute stud. Really good stuff. All right? Again, that's a staple of the offense. Keep on going. What else have we got in here? There's your wide receiver option we just looked at. And that is it for that formation. Now we got gun trips. This is the sister version of spread flex for the most part. Here's a 2x2. Here's a 3x1. We got QB choice, definitely use it. There's your PE read if you need it. There's a speed option. There's a middle screen. And notice that's like the only main screenplay from the gun for the most part. Let's see. PA inside's not bad. There's your QB wrap. Actually, a slot cross is a decent third and long play off the left hash if you need it. QB draw, use it. QB slot option, there you go. Definitely use it. Trips attack, I like it pretty well. Inside switch, there's your curl flat. There's a halfback screen. You may want to use those from the gun. They're okay. And now all we got left is gun 5 wide receiver trio. And you're going to basically use this for passing, but you got some quarterback runs in here as well. So you got curl flat, definitely use it. There's your QB draw, definitely use it. I'm going to go ahead and call this. You may have, I think we got a QB power in here as well. But doing stuff like this, it's just obvious, it's just a great way to really stress a defense going up the middle. Like I can probably squeeze through right here. Yeah, easy 7 yards right there. Really nice. So definitely include this. Otherwise, you're going to be doing it in here for passing purposes. So curl flats is great. Drive, not so much. Hitch corners is okay. Middle attack is okay. There's your QB power. You may want to use that instead of draw. Let's see. Post cross is pretty good. Quick slants, not bad. The more I'm playing with them, there's a more wide receiver screen. So your main screen game is going to be to your wide receivers in this offense. So kind of keep that in mind. Let's see. Now we got some more options. Again, this is really cool. You could do this from an empty formation. I'm going to go ahead and call this one. So this is an empty formation. And I can go ahead and I can bring this guy into the backfield if needed. But I'm actually going to go this way because everybody on the defense shifted to the right side. But they've shifted over, let's say, no hard shift right here per se, but I'm going to bring him out. We're going to go over here. I'm going to hit the right button, get him in the backfield, and then we can run some option like this. Pitched it at the last mini second, was able to get that play off. This is such a fun play. Again, this is the reason why you pick this playbook, is to run little stuff like that. All right, let's keep going. There's a quarterback option pass if you can pull it off. Again, the only way I would do that is if they went man, because those routes will work better against man. Against zone, just run it with your quarterback and your receiver in the option. There's the wide receiver motion option if you want to do the left side of that. That's a good complement to QB slot option. There's your curl flats, definitely use it. And there's your QB draw, use it. And that is it. You got QB power. We may have already covered some of this. So yeah, so this is just a great little playbook. Again, it just depends on what you're wanting compared to this and the Florida playbook. So the Florida spread option playbook is a lot more shotgun heavy, but if you need some under center, a little bit more of it, this has just a tad bit more, especially from like basic formations like I normal and I twins. It's just up to you. But this one has a little bit more two-back look that I think you'll enjoy maybe a little bit more. Split two-back slot. And of course, all of these wide receiver slot option plays, these right here technically are two-back looks when you motion this wide receiver into the backfield as such. So again, either this one or the Florida playbook, they're both kind of similar. It just kind of depends on what you're looking for, but they're both fun nonetheless. I think this one is even as fun. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later.